Hello and welcome to the Get Creative podcast, the podcast for creatives by creatives, or by a creative, I should say. My name is Evan Schmidt, and my guest today is Will Juergens. He's a musician based in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Hey Will, thanks for coming on the show today. So tell the audience a little bit more about you.
So I'm primarily a musician. I put out music as PM Mirror, but I'm also interested in a lot of different mediums and kind of interested in making an art form out of just internet presence as well, I guess. So that's a little bit about me.
Nice. So when you think about something really good that you've learned, what comes to mind?
I think the thing that I'm learning more and more is that for me personally, I feel like I create the best stuff whenever my mindset is like what can I give to this moment? Like what do I have to give? Do I have a thought that I can give to either a person, like if a person is a muse, or like if a situation is a muse, it's like what can I give to this? And I feel like creatively and collaboratively, obviously, like that's something that I've been thinking about a lot lately. Like how can I give the best thing? And sometimes like the best thing you have is silence, or the best thing you have is to not do anything. And I think like that's a part of art that I'm just kind of that's a part of art and creativity that I'm kind of just beginning to figure out, is that like I don't know, sometimes it's not good to just be doing something for the sake of doing it, you know?
I, I totally know that. I've never thought of it that way, but like, especially when it's kind of like an off day and you're like trying to force it. I totally know that feeling of you got to be able to give something because most likely it's being recorded for posterity or because it's some piece of art.
For sure. But like on the other end of that spectrum, I feel like it's also important to know, like, to have structure set up within your day of like, I know that at this time every day I'm going to try to approach something creative, like trying to approach my creative zone. But it's like instead of the goal being like I'm going to get something huge out of this every time, it's like I'm going to get what is like what is meant to happen in this moment, but still having the structure to go into that moment every day or every week or whenever you kind of want to be creative. It's like the duality of that has been really interesting to me recently. So
Hmm. Nice. So what are you working on right now? What do you want to pitch?
so right now I'm working on music. I'm working on an album as well as just a bunch of singles, and I also do a Twitch live stream, and that's basically just like it's once a week, and I think of it as like a sync up of like people that are either creatives themselves and just kind of want to be a part of a community of people who are all working towards something, or just people who like my music, a way for them to kind of have this weekly way to sync up with what I'm trying to do. And then from that live stream every week I take an edit that's just the songs from it, and I post a video called Just the Songs. And I think of those as like you can put them on in your browser window and just have something to listen to, fresh live music that's easy to listen to in the background of your life or your internet work or whatever, or internet fun. And that's like a weekly thing I'm doing. And I'm also doing a weekly segment that I do it live during the live stream, and then I just take that segment and post it later, and that's called um, like my songwriter and notebook timeline. And I'm basically playing. I started writing music when I was in like sixth grade, so I'm playing every song. It's like probably 500 plus songs from beginning to end, and by the end of it, hopefully I'll have this timeline of like you could see someone kind of hashing out, getting good at writing songs, if that makes sense. Um, but you can access all of that through my website, which is www.thepmmirror.com. And that's like, you can go through and literally just get links to like Spotify, Apple Music, SoundCloud, anywhere you get my music. Get video. Like I'm working on video. It's a lot of stuff kind of right now, but it's all easily accessible from that website. And again, that was www.thepmmirror.com. So Yeah.
I'm still stuck on the fact that you said you wrote 500 songs.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's kind of like I was pretty spacey in school, um,
Huh.
and that's kind of been my. I was always interested in that, like from like being really really young. So to me, that was what I was always doing. That was how I was processing everything that was happening around me, and so I have that journaled basically through these songs all the way up through to current day. And it kind of takes a while to get who's the guy who wrote that book, Malcolm Gladwell. I think a lot of people like that book, and I haven't read it, but based on what people say about it, it's kind of just that idea of doing something over and over again and seeing this gradual improvement. So I like the idea of having them all out there and being able to look back on them and reminisce later, you know.
Oh, that's way too cool. Well, Will, thanks for coming on the show today and sharing some of your time and your wisdom and getting creative with me.
Thank you for having me. I really enjoyed it.
That's it for another episode of Get Creative. You can find more information about my guest in the show notes. Be sure to subscribe so that you get the next episode in your sleep. And please give the show a review. For more information about me, go to evanschmidt.com, follow me on Twitter and LinkedIn, and watch my vlog on YouTube where I share lessons that I've learned. Thank you for listening. Now go get creative.